Sorry about that. Had an interruption. So right now we are done with that. So now we get to kind of assign tasks. Now he still has quite a lot of building materials, and Saru's been kind of a standout person, so I really don't want to use them. One thing I'm going to go ahead and do is take everybody off of non-combat, because right now I have all my builders on non-combat. That way if someone runs up and tries to kick their ass, they're not just going to stand there and take it. Because for some reason, whenever they're working on shit, they do. I could just right click on him and then he would work here until he got distracted, then he'd be standing around like he is now. If you shift and right click on a device or a machine like mining, now you'll see he has a current job. This is all he will ever do other than fight back. So I'm actually going to do the same with the wall. We can click here and see it can have 1 out of 4 workers. I'm going to do the same with burn. And then Saru. Now Saru, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to first assign her to the stone processor. But if I try and make her use it, it's empty. That's because we don't have any stone yet. Next, I'm going to assign her to the mine. So now she's going to join in mining, but watch, as soon as some rock pops in here, she's going to jump over to this stone processor. Almost there. There we go. And now she pours it in. This takes raw stone, and then the output, once the output's full, it sticks it in here as a building material. Thing is, it usually takes 2 stones to output 1 building material. Now also take note is that this can have 1 to 2 workers. So right now it's only working at half efficiency, so it's going to be a little bit slower, but that's good. That gives them time to get more rocks. And if need be, I can always assign an extra person to that. Now, I'm actually going to pull wall off that, and I'm going to actually build another building. We have our 3 buildings that are the main key points, but I want 1 more building. Let's see. This building is going to serve as our research post. I'm actually also going to take Saru off the stone processor purely for the fact of helping Wall, and that'll give them time to get some more rock. See, she won't even start construction because she has no materials, and no materials have been added. So, join in with that. At this point, we are a self-sufficient colony. We are mining stone, which will turn into building materials, and then building materials builds every single building that you have available to you. However, in order to get more buildings than what we currently have, we will need to build a research bench, which is what I am actually in the process of doing here. I'm building a building to put the research bench in. Another thing, while I was scouting out for this location, I did have some of my workers actually use a training dummy in the police station to kind of give them some form of attack skills. So, alright, we are almost done there. Alright, building construction complete. Then we can go inside. Now, a small tutorial on buildings. is you can actually open and close a door by either just right clicking on it or left clicking on the door. Then you can just select, you know, whether it's open or closed, or you can even lock it. If you lock it, anybody that's not in your group can't get in unless they break down the door. And if one of your characters wants to get through a locked door, you'll have to right click on it and then they'll unlock it and then they'll go through. Then if you close the door again, it'll still be locked. So that's useful for whenever, you know, you want to keep enemies out or stuff like that. But remember, they can break down the door, and when they do, there's really nothing between you and them other than your own skill. So we're going to build a small research bench. Oop. There we go. He's adding the materials. Meanwhile, they've almost got 2 rocks out. Saru's going to help with that too. Let's see. And we are still doing alright. I may actually pull these guys back because I don't necessarily want them drawing aggro. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to have an early warning, but I don't want them to be out here, enemies get attracted, and then once they're here, they're like, oh wait, there's more people inside. I'd rather them have to come here, and then that way it's kind of a last resort. Alright, so now that that's finished, I'm going to put wall back on the mine, and I'm actually going to put Saru back on the machine. Then I'm actually going to take myself, and you'll notice how the power jumped from 10 to 0 to 10 to 5. This uses 5 power. So I'm actually going to use myself as the researcher. Now, the thing to know about research, oh, not help, is that, let's see, you have many different things. You have core, industry, farming, smithing, and defense. Now, actually, she has a blueprint, which I actually am not 100% sure how to either use or whatever. May have to look into that. But for now, what we really want to look into is increasing, I'll just take that for now, is actually increasing either efficiency or even some walls would be nice. So, going into tech, look at defense, makeshift walls will take 7 hours. We have beds, simple training dummies, a small house, upgrade generators. See, we can increase the efficiency of our stone miner. I think I'm going to go for stone mining first, and then makeshift walls. Now, I have to assign someone to research, and I'm going to assign myself. The research speed is based off of your science skill. Likewise, the speed at which these guys work is built off of laboring. And he would actually be a good character to have laboring, which I may actually have him do. Come to think of it. Oh well, for now I'll just leave him out here. But at this point, you know how to start a kind of functional base. Now granted, there probably are better areas for you to build, you know, because I mean mine, no, go outside then, you wuss. You need to be stood on solid ground. Is, you know, 10 water, 8 fertility, great stone, but okay iron. So if I want to do any farming, it's going to take me longer to get water, and it's going to take longer for the plants to grow. Stone, I'm going to have an easy time doing. So basically this means that we're going to be up to our necks in stone, so building materials we're not going to have a problem with. Iron, on the other hand, is going to be about the same as water. So I have not really gotten into location wise. I've just mostly just picked a spot that had, like the base I built before had great water supply, but that was it. The rest of them were pretty low. So my biggest export was water. So at this point, you know how to, and see, we've already got a building material. At this point, you know how to, you know, or make your own base. Basically start out with the stone mine and the stone generator and a stone processor. That way you can make your own building materials so you don't have to buy them. Build yourself a research table. You don't need to house it in a building, I don't think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I've always built a building to put one in anyway, so I wouldn't know. Get yourself that and research whatever you want. This is going to be a series of me, you know, kind of building up my own little thing here, showing off the different tech levels and such like that. But at this point, it's more just a getting shit ready and tech and all that. So I'll go ahead and leave this video off right here. I'll see you guys later.